Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to talk about the DC Universe TV show, Stargirl. Now I know that Stargirl Season 2 isn't finished yet, so the episodes I will cover is the pilot to Shift Part 2 episodes. So if you haven't watched those episodes, go watch them so you can join the discussion in the comments below. As you all know, I like to start with the actors acting first, and I must say, I'm fairly impressed. I feel like the producers did something right with picking the actors and actresses, because I feel like when I'm watching them, they really embody their characters. And I really want to give praise to Brooke Bassinger. She plays her role the best out of everyone in my opinion. She does angsty teenager really good, and I remember her in the show. While I don't think anyone gave a bad performance, I do think some gave a performance that was annoying. Like I wanted their scene to end, and I wanted to see less of them. I'm going to start off with Courtney, and as we first see her, she's a very angry little teenager, and as we soon find out, it's because her father left her when she was a kid and her mother decided to remarry. And plus they're also moving, so she's essentially a fish out of water. But even though she felt out of place, she had no problem sticking up for a girl named Yolanda, who will eventually become a friend and a teammate. Then later that day, she found the cosmic staff, and then we got a well put together training scene, and we see her apply her gymnastic skills to how she's going to work cohesively with the staff, and she goes through many trials and tribulations as the new Starman, aka Stargirl. And I enjoyed every single last one of them. To her first adventure of destroying Henry Jr.'s car, to her fight with Brainwave twice, and a fight with Icicle, and my personal favorite, the fight between her and Cindy. However, as we soon learn, Courtney is very impulsive. She's always quick to jump into action without really assessing the situation. And that's really dangerous for an inexperienced teen superhero. But all in all, I really do enjoy her character, definitely one of my favorites. The next character who I want to talk about is Pat. Pat in this story is supposed to take on the role of essentially the caretaker and the voice of reason for the new JSA. He was a part of the old JSA. He was Starman's sidekick, and by some grace of God and plot armor, he married the mother of the new Starman, aka Stargirl, and soon after he finds out Courtney can use the staff, he soon takes up the mentor role. But you can see he's very reluctant. He just wants Courtney to be a regular teenager. But I like to think he realized that's not going to happen, so all he can do is instruct Courtney and the rest of the JSA how to be better. But Pat isn't entirely useless. He does have his robotic suit. Stripe is the name, I think. And as we see throughout Stargirl, him spending so much time with Courtney and her friends has affected his relationship with his son. And that's completely understandable. But again, all in all, I think Pat is a really good guy. It's probably why literally every woman he meets grows 3-minute crushes on him. Next is Yolanda. Now Yolanda was always a background character for the most part, until she had her own character-focused episode. And we learn in her episode, Yolanda is every parent's dream child. She has a very warm personality, she's a go-getter, and has a good boyfriend, or so we thought. But as we soon learn why she's so cold and very distant in the present, it's because she decided to send her boyfriend explicit pictures, and they got sent around the school. And ever since that day, her life hasn't been the same. She has no friends, she gets bullied, and even her parents stop talking to her. And honestly, that's very bad parenting. They were supposed to be there for her, but realistically, that's how most parents act. And even going through all that, her life does change for the better when she befriends Courtney and she offers Yolanda a once-in-a-lifetime offer to become a superhero. Sure, she was reluctant at first, but in the end, she accepted. But in all honesty, after her episode, I stopped really paying attention to her. And can I just say, sending news is nothing to be ashamed for, and people that do shame people are losers. But there's one rule you should always follow if sending nudes: no face, no case. If your face isn't in it, you can deny it wholeheartedly. We're at Rick now, and I gotta tell you, don't like the guy, or Beth for that matter, but I'll get into that later. Now Rick, like Yolanda, was a background character until his character-focused episode, and we found out that his father was our man, but the IJSA sent Grundy to kill his parents, and that clearly affected him as a child, plus he was living with his loser uncle. So he developed anger issues and became a very bitter person. And I'm not gonna lie, I do feel for the guy, but I still don't like him. And I think that's for one main reason. He's a hypocrite. Rick allows his parents' death to make him this angry person to everyone, but when Beth tells everyone why Cindy became so mean because of her mother's death, he says that's no excuse. And I'm just thinking, didn't think that would come out your mouth, seeing as you let the same thing happen to you. But I do think his character is supposed to be like that. It's just him letting his anger get the best of him all the time gets annoying sometimes. Now we're on to, in my opinion, the worst superhero on this show, Beth. Now in a minute I'm going to list why I don't like her, but I just want to say, if you're not ready to admit all Beth's wrongdoing and not downplay and water down her behavior, this part of the video is probably not for you. Now, she listens on to people's conversations. She's a liar. She lied to Courtney's mom to get inside her house. And I get not wanting a dog to not chew on something it's not supposed to, but that does not give you permission to go inside that person's room and then put on something that doesn't belong to you. She then blackmailed Courtney to let her keep the goggles, and all that wrapped up, and I think you have a terrible person. I literally don't know how some people try and justify this. And one thing I see is some people try to say is that, well, Courtney did steal the items, and she does do impulsive things. But the thing some people miss is, the show never tried to portray that as good. Literally, Beth did all these things, and she got rewarded to be a superhero. When we first met Cindy, she was already giving off the mean girl stereotype, and the writers kept up that momentum until the episode Shift Part 1 and 2, because this is where we learn that Cindy was experimented on as a kid, and she killed her mom from a temper tantrum. And the Dragon King is her dad, so she clearly wasn't going to be raised like a normal child. And I was right. She was used by her father to spy on Henry Jr., and I find this really sad because you can see hints of her wanting normal things like a normal teenager. And sure, she's a cutthroat killer, but I thought she was really trying to make friends with Courtney. That duo would have been perfect. Now the villains of the series, I mostly like all of them. I have to say my favorite ones are Sportsmaster and Tigress. The way they fight together is so elegant but deadly. And you can see they really are enjoying what they're doing, and hopefully I see more of them in later episodes. But I do have to say, I really don't like Brainwave or Icicle that much. I mean, they're amazing villains, but I think they give off this creepy vibe rather than evil. I'm going to try and speed this along and quickly tell you all their powers and abilities. Courtney has the Cosmic Staff, which gives her the power of flight, Stellar Kinesis, which means she can generate Star Blast, and Photokinesis, which allows her to generate light from the staff. Yolanda is essentially Black Panther. She has retractable claws, she can wall crawl, she has superhuman agility, and she has superhuman balance. Now, I don't think we know the full extent of Cindy's powers, but she has an enhanced physiology, she can regenerate, she has implanted wrist blades, enhanced strength, and enhanced agility. Our man powers are enhanced strength, enhanced durability, and a supernatural leap, meaning he can jump great distances. Beth has Dr. Midnight goggles, which allows her to display holographs, detect lies, predict the weather, and decode things. And many more other things. It's basically like Siri. And the villain's powers, Brainwave has telepathy and telekinesis, Icicle has the power of cryokinesis, the ability to generate ice and manipulate it, and Sportsmaster and Tigress are at peak human condition and are master martial artists. And can I just say, the best line on this show will forever be,
Cindy, are you okay?
I'm gonna kill that star-spangled bitch.